Hi! Thank you very much for tuning back in. My name is Fonny. In my channel, I talk about my houseplant and my Hoyas. Today, it is a growth update I would like to share with you with regard to my second order that I have with Alby Garden from Indonesia. I have made another recording for the first order Hoya update. You can check that out so then you don't miss that one as well. So in today's video, I would like to show you how much the Hoyas and also the Musa and also the Philodendron has been grown. I mentioned that I am very happy with Alby Garden's quality at the day when I received them. However, in order to provide you a more comprehensive way and a more objective way of how they actually reacted after almost 2 months, I am going to show you all of the close-up of the growth, or unfortunately dead, or slow growing, or not growing, or anything related to how the status look like as of today. So I hope that will provide you a more comprehensive and more objective, as I mentioned, view of how these plants looks like now. And if you are interested and you already like this type of content and specifically this video, please be generous enough to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. This will really help me to generate and collect information of what kind of material that you will be more interested to watch. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at the close-up at all of the growth update. Let's start with this one, the newly identified species. At the time when I got from Alby, this one he sold me as Hoya sp Kalimantan, but now it is published as Hoya Curtisii subspecies collariata. Again, collariata. This one, I don't really know if you can assemble this directly to Curtisii, but I am very happy to show you this. This one is not the only plant that has started growing, because I have chopped it to a couple different pots just to have a security reason. And you can see that this plant, it doesn't look like having a very healthy stem. As you can see over there, the stem looks super brown and it doesn't even look alive. But I just kept placing it in a high humidity Ziploc bag, and after maybe one week, I see a little bit of air roots growing. It's not the fastest growing one out of all of my Hoyas. I imported from Alby the second time. I'll show you later on in this video. But it is really prolific when it comes to branching out. You see that this is actually one single vine, and it actually pushed out new vines in multiple nodes in the same vine. The reason why it managed to do this is because I guess I have potted it like horizontally, which means that each single node that touches the substrate will receive moisture from the soil substrate, and also it could start growing roots into the soil substrate in each node. So I really like this method. Of course, it depends on your preference, but growing a small plant this way could increase the probability of branching out, because each node have the opportunity to grow roots inside the soil substrate. And here it proves that it worked, at least for this one, because it has pushed out a lot of new vines. 1, 2, 3. This one, I am very surprised. At the time when I got it, it's a very tiny plant. But because I pot it this way, many of them has pushed out, many of the nodes has pushed out new growth, which I'm very happy. Then we move on to another tiny leaf. This one here is Hoya sp West Java. This one is not identified as of today, not as I know, but let me know in the comment box down below if you know the identity of this one. I mentioned previously, this one reminds me of Hoya picta because the leaves are also pointy and relatively thick. But I think it's different because this one, the texture is cardboardy and it almost had a bit of resistance on the leaf. It is different from picta because picta has shiny and smooth leaves. This one, interestingly, this one actually, I did not expect this to manage to grow. At the time when I have this one, again, it is a very small plant that I bought from Alby just to save my money. And what happened was this vine grew into another lechuza pot. And the air root just goes into another pot. And I noticed that the original plant that actually comes from there is dead, like the roots are rotten. However, because the node has managed to find a spot to grow roots into the soil substrate, this entire vine has pushed out afterwards. So again, I really like this method of rehabbing or rerouting imported plants is to make it horizontal. Then you can have a high probability to have new growth point on each node. And yeah, as you can see, this is a new set of leaves. It has quite some veining. Maybe it's because of the strong light, but this one has less veining. But I think you can tell from the video here, it's not smooth. It has very small kind of maybe pointy surface. And that's why when you touch it, it is not smooth, but a bit like cardboardy with some resistance when you touch it. And at the same time, I have other cuttings or maybe, yeah, it is a cutting. I have in other parts of this one. I can show you as well. All right, this is another one. Again, super tiny leaf. As I said, I really like small leaf Hoya. This one here is not identified. It is sold to me as Hoya Sulawesi. And I really like the growth pattern of this one. And this one here is actually the fastest grower out of all of the Hoya I have imported the second time from Alby. This one here, it is super resilient. At the time when I got it, is the smallest cutting I have. And I probably have chopped it just into two parts because it's only one vine, but both of the vine managed, and I'll show you that as well. I put it in the Millsboro cabinet for the another one because I don't want to move everything out from my Millsboro cabinet. But what happened is this one, if you see the growth tip here, there was a small tiny growth tip like this one I received, and I thought it will go dormant and it will kind of allocate energy to grow the roots. But within a week, I already see the tip of the plant start growing, and it never stops. In fact, it always push out new leaves on the same vine. This one has not branched out because, as you can see, I potted this vertically. That means there's no way for this one to go into another soil substrate. I'm pretty sure if I do it horizontally, I could achieve similar results as these ones. But I have enough of these ones so far. I got 2 full pots. Oh, full pots, come on. This is really small, but at least I have healthy ones. And as you can see, there are roots growing into lechuza pond. Maybe not as obvious, but yeah, it is happily growing, and I'm very happy at the same time as this one here is happy. Okay, then we move on to slightly larger one, if not the largest. Ooh, look at this one here. This one here is Hoya Campanulata. Hoya Campanulata, this one here is a replacement plant that Alby has given me because it got all yellowed off. And look at this. At the time when I received it, it is a very healthy plant. Not a lot of roots, I would say, but it is really prolific. I chopped this one into 2 parts, and as you can see, there are actually totally 2 stems there, and each of the stem has pushed out new leaves. This one is a new leaf. It has this kind of pattern because it's relatively highlight. That's why you can see very deep vein. And then this is a new growth point. This one there is a new growth point. It is very healthy. Look at this. This angle may be better because the another angle looks like this one is browned off, but it is not. And yeah, look at this. It's just nice. I'm happy. And also I chopped this one up to another part just to have a secure plant. Again, it is extremely happy. This one, at the time when I pot it, it's just 1 leaf. It's just this leaf that existed and the stem, and I potted it here just to have a security. Oh, look at this. There's a lot of roots inside. Not to mention, look at this. All of these roots has grown under 2 months, and it looks absolutely happy. All right. And then another big leaf over here. This one is sold to me as Hoya Wallichii. However, Hoya Wallichii have different types of flower, or I would say same flower but different coloration. This one he sold me as Hoya Wallichii. Sorry about that, Hoya Lauterbachii, sbsp Kalimantan. But I heard from one of the subscriber, Dan David, he mentioned that this has a new name now. It should call Hoya Tenebrosa. Tenebrosa? I tried. Correct me if I'm wrong over the pronunciation. I'm really happy again. This one, I have chopped it to 2 stem, if you can see. This one is one. One is another one at the back. Both of them are growing. As you can see, this is a new vine that has pushed out over here. Very, very healthy. And this one in the front also have a new vine that has pushed out. These are the new leaves. And the new leaves are relatively lime color. Probably it's because of the highlight, but I also think it's relatively new. That's why it's still lime color. And another one. Oh, this one I'm sorry to show you. This one is Hoya Decipulae. It is a replacement plant, and at the time when I received it, it is extremely large and healthy. But as I mentioned in my previous video, I find Hoya Decipulae to be very difficult to root and grow. I have only this one left, and I tell you what, at the time when I have this one left, these 2 are not even there. It basically was an empty stem that has a little bit of root that I can spot it. I didn't even see growth point in those area, but I just kept it in the Ziploc bag, and these one managed to push out. As you can see here, it grows very slowly. I asked Ivy, one of a friend on Instagram. She is really, really good in Hoya. Check her Instagram out if you are interested. I'll put her information down below. She told me that for her, it is very easy to grow Decipulae, and it grows really fast. But for me, I haven't figured out how to provide the best environment. But at least I have these one left, and it is hopefully continue growing. I will just keep it like this. I mean, the more that I focus on certain plants, I realize that the quicker they die if they do. So yeah, there you go. Last one, the saddest one, which I already have confirmed with Alby that I can get a replacement. This one is Hoya Lauterbachii. Hoya Lauterbachii here is very naked when I received it. It was just like this, like one stem and all of the leaf dropped off. And now this one is dropping off probably after I show you now. And these ones, even though it pushed out new leaf, I don't know if it could make it because look at this here. you take a close look at the stem, it is quite wrinkly. Maybe, yeah, it is just not very happy. I mean, I can try to chop this up, but Alby mentioned that because of the condition that I received, most of the leaf has dropped off. He will provide me a replacement for Hoya Lauterbachii. There you go. Then these are all of the Hoya that I have purchased from Alby. Now, let's take a look at the ones behind. Let's take a look at this amazing, unique, exotic, jaw-dropping, unbelievable Musa variegated. I got this one as Musa II from Alby Garden, but if you take a closer look at the new leaf, it has a hint of pink, and as far as I know that this should be Musa Florida, which is no problem because the only difference that I know between the two is the pink sheet in the new leaves, and that's basically it. And the variegation is just unbelievable. Let's start with this one. It is a bigger plant when it comes to the stem itself. It has a corm that has basically no roots at the time when I have unboxed it. And these are the 3 leaves that comes with the original plant. This one actually is a new leaf. The other one has dropped off. I believe this one will drop off soon. This one will drop off later as well. And this entire new stem are completely new, just under 2 months. I actually spotted root growth in the 2nd week already, and I can show you that. And let me try not to break anything. And there are lots of roots in the pot growing already. And for this one, I think what happened is, for the new growth, older leaf will drop off, and this is completely normal, and the trunk will get thicker and thicker. I first placed it into a high humidity box, but I don't really think we need to do that. But because now it's only it's only 39% of humidity, and it is still growing without any crisps. And this is the new leaf that has pushed out under my condition. Excuse me, just have a look at this. Just take a moment, pause the video, and have a look at this leaf pattern. I've never seen variegation this beautiful, because the white variegation is very, very pretty, together with the transition green color here. It just makes it looks fake. And the leaf has really good variegation genes, which makes it much easier to keep the variegation because it's very even. As you can see, there's dark green. This is the mixture between white and green, also pure white. And this is the next new leaf. It is significantly bigger compared to the previous one. And because of the genes has less variegation, I would say, it is much easier to keep the form nicely without crisping up. And this is a new leaf that just started to push out. I would say 5 days ago, this does not exist. This only takes 5 days to push out. This is the another one with a smaller corm, but much more variegation. If you remember, I can also show you a reference. This one, the problem, first of all, there's no problem in the growth, because I can also show you the video I've taken after 2 weeks. There are significant root growth already from the 2nd week. The thing about this one is it is highly variegated compared to the one to the left over here. However, just like any variegated plant, when there are a lot of white, it is inevitable that it's going to brown out like this. Even if you provide the most optimum condition, it eventually will brown out. And this happened to this plant. The variegation is absolutely stunning. However, because there's too much, or I shouldn't say too much, it's never too much, but with the high variegation, it struggled to keep the white part. And for the new leaf that unfurled under my condition is this one. It is a half moon, and this is the second one that is pushed out. There should be a new one that is going out, but I believe this one will die out. From the growth pattern of this one to the left, this has not pushed out any new growth from the first month. But after I saw this tiny leaf pushed out, I know that it will continue pushing out. Kind of like rejuvenile, the plant pushed out completely new stuff. So I guess because this one is like significantly smaller than the original leaf, this will eventually die out, probably now, and then maybe after a month it will push out entirely new stem. Well, hopefully, that's my hope. But I do have reason why I said that, because, okay, I'm going to switch to let you see. It's very healthy root. It's like a lot of alive healthy root coming out and growing. So I'm not worried about it survival. It's just more about I need to be a bit more patient when it comes to new growth. Yeah, so I think just like any variegated plants, when it has more variegation, you need to get prepared a little bit more. But both of them are growing. This one is Philodendron Longilobatum. I'm very happy, again, I'm just really happy to show you some growth. This one here is the new leaf that unfurled under my care, and it took a bit longer compared to Musa Florida. This one start maybe growing after a month and a half, I would say. And this grows really fast though. After I see growth, the new leaf unfurled much quicker than other philodendron I have. And the good thing about the Longilobatum is the growth pattern is very compact, which means that the internode is super short. And you can see there's already a new leaf coming out from the cataphyll, and there is loads of root growth. You can see that this entire new root has grown. I just repotted it into this Lechuza planter, which is Maxi Cubi. So you can't really see from the transparent pot. However, I can confirm you there is loads of root growth. And those root growth is grown from Lechuza pon, because I planted this one directly to Lechuza pon after I have received it as an import. But I really like it. It looks super cute. Thank you very much to stay until now. I wish you enjoy the video as much as I do filming them. And as you can see in this close-up update, most, if not all, of the Hoyas are doing really well. And this also concludes the kind of comment I have for Alby Garden. I'm really happy with their communication, with their packaging, and also with the quality of the plants. Obviously, as I have to stress out one more time, I'm not sponsored in this video. If Alby Garden is listening to this video, I am happy to receive any sponsor, because I think I would like to let you know I paid for everything 100%, and this is nothing that is biased from Alby Garden's influence. So it's absolutely my view on the product that he shipped out. If you have any questions with regard to how I rehab them or how I acclimate them, please leave a comment down below. I can share my limited experience with you with regard to the past 2 months. And if you actually have experience in any of these Hoyas, please be generous enough to leave a comment down below for the care tips that you learned from your own experience. And The most important thing is, if you are interested in this type of content and you don't want to miss out next time when I post a similar video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out next time. Until next time, I wish everyone is having a great summer/winter in another part of the world, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!